Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Crown of the Juvel. Welcome back to celebrating the first Global Rare Disease Day. This is fantastic feeling. All over the world, everyone is listening. We're going to listen to people from East, from North, from South, from West, from Central, from all parts of the world. Is going to talk to us live, and we're going to share videos how we celebrate Rare Disease Days globally. We're going to show you evidence that we are in this together, all 300 million of us. We also celebrated today Rare Disease Resolution at the UN, adopted by all 193 member states of the UN General Assembly in New York. It is fantastic to cover all that, to show and make people visible, and commits me to the countries of the UN world to take action and advance equity for people living with rare diseases and their families. These milestones was only made possible by relentless and united advocacy by Rare Disease Group, by you guys around the world, people living with a rare disease and their family. Sometimes you can feel that you're alone in the world, but today we show we are in it together and none of us are alone. Tonight, we will bring back the global network to life. You will see for the next 60 minutes, it's going to be fantastic. My name is Anders Olausson, and I'm the chairman of NGO Committee for Rare Diseases. At the moment, I am in the virtual version. I'm in Gothenburg, Sweden, and live in Dubai, we have my co-host, Jolani and Veronica. Hello.
Hey.
How do you feel?
Thank you. Veronica, how are you feeling? I'm feeling excited. Yeah. So Anders, I'm really excited to take this tour of the world with you on Rare Disease Day. The first person we're going to call is Yukiko, and she's waiting for us in Japan.
Absolutely great. Yukiko, where are you? We see you.
Yeah.
Oh,
can you see me?
I thought it'd take like 12 hours to fly to Japan, and then you were all there in 2 seconds. Yukiko, so good to see you.
Yeah,
we met over the year, and it's absolutely amazing to see you. Tell us about Rare Disease Day in Japan. And I have a question. You celebrate not today, you celebrate the whole month.
Right. Not actually.
Is that the Japanese way to celebrate things? You do it.
Right.
Tell us, please.
This year, so we celebrated, we have celebrated RDD Japan, not only the month, but also several months, you know. And also Japan is now past 11 p.m. at night. And so I just, came back to the RDD Tokyo event. And so we also lit up Tokyo Tower today. So can you see? This is so little, the picture, but the scene is gorgeous.
It looks like a small church. No,
right.
I'm kidding
yes,
you.
And so the weather is so sunny, And actually, so at this time, so we shoot this scene, this light up from the helicopter,
Fantastic.
Yes. So please be patient, and we can share it with you at a later date. And also, our Rare Disease Day Japan is celebrating 13th anniversary this year. And the official RDD events has been expanding. And this year, so we have more than 50 locations, It's so fantastic. And the main organizers are so various types of people, like us, of course, the patient groups and organizations and university and building and the high school students and library, and so many, types of people celebrating.
Yukiko, in the world, we found out, especially today, but we know it before, that anyone who gets a rare disease, regardless where on earth you live, it hits you the same, but the
Right.
culture is very different.
Right.
How do you feel that the rare diseases, people with the rare disease today in Japan, culturally, do you feel that you are better recognized today than you were like 2 or 3 or 5 years ago?
Absolutely, yes. So 5 or 6 years ago, many Japanese people thought, so, some people felt isolated, And so some people felt we were not different. Yeah, we were different from ordinary people.
Yeah.
But now, so we can celebrate Rare Disease Day events among all ordinary people. That's a so important thing for us.
Wonderful.
For example, high school students, so common high school students have tried to act, for RDD events. At first,
Fantastic.
yeah, so they didn't know, so what is the rare diseases and what the important things of this field. But after listening patients and listening from the researchers' speech, so they have been understanding, And so finally, so they created program themselves. They made a speech themselves. So maybe so you can watch, our RDD Tokyo opening performance from the high school student speech. That's so wonderful.
Wonderful. Yukiko, you're my dream. You're my Eastern flower. I love this. And to see and listen and to learn strong advocacy from you that changes the everyday life of people. Thank you very much from Japan. And we are moving on. We take the next flight. Thank you. Veronica, where are you leading us to?
Anders, next we're going to Argentina. We're going to speak to Roberta and her team.
Es el Día Mundial de las Enfermedades Poco Frecuentes en Argentina. La Federación Argentina de Enfermedades Poco Frecuentes, FADEPOF, es una organización civil de segundo grado y está conformada por organizaciones y grupos de pacientes y familiares que trabajan con alguna enfermedad poco frecuente. Actualmente, FADEPOF cuenta con más de 80 organizaciones miembros que están distribuidos en toda la Argentina.
Nuestro trabajo está enfocado en fortalecer a los miembros, brindándoles herramientas y tecnología para potenciar sus acciones e impacto en la sociedad. Desde hace más de una década, FADEPOF trabaja desarrollando alianzas a nivel nacional, regional e internacional para mejorar las condiciones de nuestros miembros y sus pacientes. Trabajamos para promover políticas públicas destinadas a mejorar la situación de los 3.6 millones de argentinos que viven con alguna enfermedad poco frecuente y sus familias.
Hoy, en el Día Mundial de las Enfermedades Poco Frecuentes, las actividades que vamos a hacer en Argentina son: la primera, vamos a lanzar una campaña titulada Caminos Poco Frecuentes, en donde contamos la historia de Juan, que es un paciente de una enfermedad poco frecuente, que nos cuenta las vicisitudes de atravesar por estas patologías y que puede hacerlo acompañado, ya que tenemos una red muy grande en todo el país. Por otro lado, vamos a iluminar el país, vamos a iluminar las 24 provincias de color lila para recordarle a los funcionarios, a los periodistas y a la población en general que se celebra el Día de las Enfermedades Poco Frecuentes, que se puedan tomar un minuto para pensar, para reparar en qué tipo de acciones podemos hacer para brindarle mejores condiciones a los pacientes que tienen enfermedades poco frecuentes en la Argentina.
Por otro lado, junto al reconocido muralista argentino Martín Ron, realizamos un mural gigante en uno de los barrios de la ciudad de Buenos Aires para contribuir a visibilizar a través del arte la realidad que viven todos los días las personas con estas enfermedades. Hoy, 28 de febrero, todos los días podrá seguir la transmisión desde la cuenta oficial de YouTube de la Casa Rosada y FADEPOF. Momento en el que un paciente menor y otro adulto tendrán el honor de ser los abanderados de la CEPOF en el arrido de la bandera nacional junto a los granaderos custodios del presidente de la Nación.
Y finalmente estamos muy contentos de ser parte de la organización y también de la participación de diferentes eventos a nivel nacional e internacional en el marco de este día tan importante para todos nosotros.
Desde Argentina y de todos los que conformamos la Federación FADEPOF, enviamos un saludo muy especial a toda la comunidad global, haciéndonos más fuertes juntos y trabajando conjuntamente. Soy Roberta Anido, presidenta de la Federación Argentina de Enfermedades Poco Frecuentes, junto a todo el equipo de trabajo de la Federación, Luciana, Diego y Fabricio.
Adiós.
Gracias.
This is fantastic. I'm so happy to see that. And we take the next shuttle north, slightly to the east. Then we land in the land of, beautiful language, Italy. Simona, we have met 100 times as well. And every time I am so happy to come to Italy and to meet you and talk to you. I know that you have really had a busy day today. You even met the Pope.
Yes, indeed.
I only have visited his summer house in Casa Gandolfo, but I never met the Pope today. So please tell us, what do you do in Italy today?
We are doing, hello everyone, and happy to share this global celebration together. I'm here with Eva and Rita, two board members of Uniamo, and we are doing not only today, and today not all the staff and other board members can be here with us because we are so busy, and we celebrated this morning with an event on specific themes and achievement for the people living with the rare disease initially. And as you know, we are really moving forward. So you might have mentioned, yes, the Pope this morning, but also yesterday, in St. Peter's Square, as he does every year, he sent his blessing to everyone, to all the people living with their diseases and their families. But as you said, Anders, and it was a big honor for me, I met him personally this morning, and it was something really special. And he really knows, and all the community is at his heart, really. And he told me, asked me to share with you blessing and thoughts. And so this was really the highlight. But I have also to mention that our President of the Republic sent us, and it's published on the website of the Presidency of the Republic, a special message to all the Italians living with rare diseases. And on the top of it, talking about building, I'm talking about 280 buildings and key monuments light up for rare diseases, and 2 electric
Is that all? But you haven't, have you started the Etna, the volcano? Is that firing colors?
Yeah, we have started, but now I cannot show you, but you will see it on our Facebook, on our social media, because the Colosseum will light up in 3-4 hours, and then we will have the arena in Verona, and throughout Italy, we have all these monuments, because the Minister of Culture asked to all museums to light up for the celebration of Rare Disease Day. So great achievement, and we have this new law, which really takes in already all the indication of the UN resolution, and we are very proud of it. And we are happy because that really marks a moment of improvement for all people living with a rare disease in Italy.
Fantastic. As I say in your language, mille grazie, and congratulations to whatever you've done. And thank you for the blessing. Thank you for that. That was very generous of you. And so I take it to my heart, and please tell the Pope that I like him.
Thank you very much. He's a very wonderful person. Thank you. Thank you.
Veronica, are we going south now or where are we going now?
Yes, Anders. Our next 2 trips will take us to Africa. The first one will be Rwanda, where we're going to see Mansi and his family. And then we're going to go to Kenya to see the lighting up of a local building.
Wow.
It's a rare disease day in Rwanda, 28th Feb 2022. South Korea's mission is to promote the human life value tied to the children affected by rare disease by participating in their own social development with different activities. Basic education, learning, reading, writing, and the social inclusion. We hope to do some activity on the Rare Disease Day in Rwanda by making a presentation on rare disease awareness online and on site at the Central Alliance. 2, we will illuminate some building, home and office in Kigali. 3rd, we'll share the lesson and the story, friendship story, as can be downloaded on www.rarediseaseday.org, which the lesson will be done at a school called École Francophone Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Rare Disease Day in Rwanda.
It's Rare Disease Day in Kenya. Yay!
Fantastic. It is, I'm really moved to do this journey and travel around the world. How do you feel, Veronica Uglani? You feel great over there? Are you still with us?
Yeah, I could feel the sunshine in Kenya there for a while. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Okay. Next, we're going to Russia. And I'm so happy that Irina, you're there with us today. Are you?
Yes, I'm
are
here.
Are you with us from Moscow or St. Petersburg? Or where are you?
I'm in Moscow. Unfortunately, we have very strict COVID restrictions, COVID-19 restrictions, and we couldn't meet together and present here with other people from our organization. But I hope we'll do it next time, And but today we had a very big event which united all Russian regions. You know that there are a lot of them, 85, and that is the 4th Orphan Forum. And patients and patients' families from all regions took part in this event. And March the 2nd, we are going to have a press conference devoted to Rare Disease Day. Unfortunately, we didn't light up anything in Russia because of difficulties of these restrictions, but we'll do it someday. We have, you see, it's not one event. Families, according to their initiative, they decided to make toys, handmade toys, and send them to those patients with rare diseases, children with rare diseases from different, who are in different hospitals in Moscow, in any part of Russia. And I hope you can see it. There are a lot of patients with these toys, and a lot of from different hospitals, different regions, with different rare diseases, Gaucher disease and MPS, and many other, cystic fibrosis, and even doctors. Even doctors are also with toys, and that is a very nice initiative from those people.
And the biggest, you see, the best thing we had last year and we're having this year, that is the start of a state foundation, which is called the Circle of Good. And 44 rare diseases are included in this foundation, and 40 orphan drugs. More than 2,000 children got drugs already. And the foundation will be supplying orphan drugs for all children. But now we're fighting for adults, because only until the age of 18 that they're getting these drugs, orphan drugs from the foundation.
Yeah.
And adults are still a problem, but we hope to solve this, because we speak out and help, asking for help.
You know, Irena, we met several years ago, you and I, and we
Yes.
talked about, I remember.
I
And
remember.
We talked about doing some cooperation. So I hope after the difficulties that the politicians are doing at the moment, I look forward coming to Russia and to meet the families, to meet the energy, and to create some cooperation between our different countries, but the same family. I really look forward to that.
We'll be happy to see you in Moscow and in Russia. Please do come.
We will.
I hope we'll meet someday and do great things.
Absolutely, we do that. And that is what this day, this global event today has shown us. That is, we are in it together, and we're going to share this. So
yes,
we will meet
Thank
again.
you.
Promise that, Irena. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Best of luck further
We're
on.
waiting for you in Moscow.
I will be there. Okay, moving on to a foundation, William Foundation from Sweden, founded by a couple of parents who really has seen the difficult side with having a child with a rare disease and having a child with an undiagnosed disease. That is double rare. So let's hear what they say from William Foundation. Please.
The William Foundation and the community of undiagnosed persons around the world are pleased to join at the Global Rare Disease Day event at 28th of February 2022. There are over 300 million people worldwide living with a rare disease, together across the borders and across 6,000 plus rare diseases. We work towards more equitable access to diagnosis, treatment, care, and social opportunity. Rare is many, rare is strong, rare is proud. This beautiful boy is Christian. He's from Sweden. He has an undiagnosed disease, and he's not alone. There is about 150 million people worldwide living with an undiagnosed disease. The diagnostic odyssey to reach an accurate diagnosis can take years. An undiagnosed disease is often like a nightmare. It feels like you're alone in a black tunnel, since no test, no investigations lead to any disease that is known today. You're all left alone in the dark. Very often the problem is that nobody understands the disease that you're suffering from, since nobody knows what you're suffering from. One of the worst parts about having an undiagnosed disease is that nobody knows if a treatment works or if it will make things worse. This little girl has an undiagnosed disease, which also means she's without the diagnosis, so there is no prognosis. One extremely difficult part is that parents don't know if it's a genetic disease, so they don't know if siblings are going to be affected too. Since undiagnosed diseases are so unknown to both doctors and people, families are often mistrusted. The lack of knowledge from healthcare providers and social communities are often the reason for these undiagnosed patients and their families to be excluded. One of the biggest reasons that undiagnosed diseases still are undiagnosed are that they are not discovered by the medical science yet. William Foundation will participate in webinars, podcasts, and magazines, and of course in social media with the mission to raise awareness about diversity, equity, and inclusion at Rare Disease Day. Thanks to the UN resolutions on persons living with a rare disease, we think that families won't be left behind as much as they have been before. Rare is many, rare is strong, rare is proud. The undiagnosed diseases are all over the world. The William Foundation aims to fight these diseases, to save lives. The William Foundation's goal is for people with an undiagnosed disease to be diagnosed. Together we can make a difference, help William Foundation save lives. We want to extend our greatest thanks to photographer Rick Guidotti at Positive Exposures and all the families in the Undiagnosed Initiative that has made all these pictures possible. We also want to extend our thanks to the Swedish families in the William Foundation's parent support group for sharing their private photos.
بیماری‌های نادر از جمله که اگر این رأی بیاره دیگه بقیه پیشنهادات پایان رأیگیری مطرح نمیشه. تصویب شد.
Okay, so we stopped over in Iran, but right now we're going to get a little bit closer to home. So I'm from Johannesburg, and I was really looking forward to speaking to somebody from Southern Africa. So Trudy, are you on the line?
I'm here. Hello.
Hey, Trudy, it's good to see you. So Trudy is from Zimbabwe, and the more and more I see rare disease events in Southern Africa, the more excited I get about how wide the movement is going. So Trudy, what are you doing for this year's Rare Disease Day?
All right. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Because Zimbabwe is in its initial stages of advocacy for rare diseases, we realized that a one-off event would not be enough. So we started our program 100 days ago on the 22nd of November. That's when we started our program with a launch. And on the launch day, we were just going through how rare disease started and what it represents and what has been happening over the years in different countries. And just also saying we are joining in this year. From that program, we then moved on to various workshops that we had with our rare disease patients. We had just been let out because COVID had gone down. So restrictions had been lifted. And so we took that as a great opportunity to meet with our beneficiaries. We had a lunch. We shared food hampers, considering the challenges that they had been facing during the COVID era. So it was a wonderful day that we had just before Christmas holidays. We then moved on to a virtual run, which has been running for the month of February, trying to raise some funds so that we can help with medication for some of our patients who continue to struggle with that burden. And we have raised quite a good amount, which we don't know for yet and won't release until after Rare Disease Day. And we have been also able to raise enough to have our light up, our very first light up building today. In about 2.5 hours, we'll be doing that. And I know that many of the beneficiaries and other friends of Rare Diseases Zimbabwe are gathering around the building already, probably looking for me. But yes, those are some of the programs that we have been doing in the last 100 days.
Oh, thanks, Trudy. I think Zimbabwe may be up to something. So we have Rare Disease Day, Rare Disease Week. Why not Rare Disease 100 days? I like it. So Trudy, next up, we're going to go to India, and then we're going to go to Peru. Thank you.
Thank you.
Depanjana from Organization of Rare Disease India. We are happy to celebrate the adoption of UN resolution on persons living with rare diseases and their families at the World Expo in Dubai.
Hi, this is Swami from Organization for Rare Diseases India, that is ORDI. ORDI is an umbrella organization that represents all people living with rare diseases in India. At ORDI, we strive to make lives better for rare diseases, and we work in the areas of awareness, advocacy, and patient support. We request you all to join hands with us for rare diseases community. Thank you.
Hi, I am Abhay from ORDI. ORDI conducts Race for 7 each year to honor International Rare Disease Day. Race for 7 is a 7-kilometer walk, run, or ride for a rare disease awareness.
2022 is Race for 7's 7th iconic year. Race for 7 2022 was conducted yesterday, that is 27th February. We were really surprised to see the energy and enthusiasm of our participants who woke up early to run, ride, walk for 7 kilometers at 7 a.m. on a Sunday. This event, Race for 7 2022, was honorably inaugurated by Dr. L. Swasticharan, who is a key government official, Additional Deputy Director General for Health Services, Ministry of Family and Health Welfare, Government of India. This year, we were also surprised to see an overwhelming participation from over 400 venues. More than 5,000 participants graced the Race for 7 2022. Over the years to come, we are hoping that more and more supporters will come forward just to say how much they care for rare.
Esperantra es una organización de pacientes que ha luchado para que las políticas públicas en el Perú aborden de manera completa e integral a los pacientes con enfermedades raras.
No somos raros,
Somos únicos. Y en este momento traigo la voz de miles de pacientes que quisieran decir esto a nuestras autoridades. Acá dice tratamiento para todos. 1 en 2,000, no 1 en 100,000. La resolución de las Naciones Unidas para las enfermedades raras aborda de manera holística las necesidades y los retos de los pacientes con enfermedades raras y sus familias. Esperantra,
no somos raros, somos únicos.
I think this is, it's moving my heart, and to see all these voices, all these faces, all these people talking about the same thing, but in different language, different culture, but sharing the same thing and same goal we are sharing. So going up north and then turn slightly left, then we end up in another country, well known to the world, United States of America. Lisa, are you with us?
I am. Hello, Anders. How are you?
Hi, it's so good to see you. I remember Nord has been a lighthouse or star, so to speak. We're always looking for you. We're always looking what you're doing, next time you fix things and how you create your movements and political engagement in America, because it's different. So we are learning from you. So how are you doing? What are you doing today?
Good, good. It's so good to be here with everybody. Rare Disease Day in the US is a really great time. We have events happening all over the country, both live, in person, and then also virtual. And as you said, Anders, we have really great support from our institutions. So we have a great day-long event at the National Institutes of Health today, which I will be listening in on and hearing from some great speakers about some of those advances that you mentioned that we are working on to support patients here in the US.
Yeah, I remember the first time I met NIH with Steve Groft. We met at the White House in DC, inside the White House. We were invited by Laura Bush to talk and to speak there. So is White House, are they lighting up today or not?
Unfortunately, the White House isn't lighting up, although they are on our list and we will continue to try in future years. But we do have over 75 buildings and bridges and monuments lighting up around the country. Everything from the Empire State Building in New York City to entire skylines in major cities such as Philadelphia will be lighting up. So it's a really tremendous support that we're going to see.
We believe that sometimes we get the feeling that America is one country, but instead you are like 52 countries brought together by geographically or constitution and other things. How do you overcome all these differences in both time and both culturally and things like that? Isn't that a challenge?
It is a challenge, but I think the rare disease patient and family journey is the same regardless of where you live. We all go through the same challenge of getting diagnosis, getting access to treatment and care. So I think that really unites us is those commonalities, even though we live in different states and therefore may have different experiences day to day with what we have access to. But the rare disease community in the US is very strong, very loud, very active in trying to raise awareness and support. So I think, we have events happening at the state level, very grassroots, just in communities, research symposiums with medical institutions trying to raise awareness of what's happening in research, all the way to, Capitol buildings and state capitals and legislatures coming together to recognize the challenges rare disease patients are facing.
What do you feel have you seen any recognition from the American government regarding the resolution? Are they adopting it or do they feel do they like it?
It's yet to be seen. We are initiating those conversations and we're very hopeful that the US will adopt the UN resolution. Next year is the 40th anniversary of the Orphan Drug Act and of NORD being founded and the movement of rare diseases in the US. So we're really hopeful to leverage the UN resolution and this major milestone, this anniversary, to help ensure that we do have a national plan for rare diseases moving forward.
Maybe you should tell President Biden that he can learn from you how to make people feel connected.
I will call him tomorrow and let him know.
Tell him Anders told him so.
I will.
Okay, is it next year you have your celebration? 40?
40th anniversary next year.
40?
Yes.
All right. I thought I was there when you was inaugurated, but it can't be because I'm not that young. Anyhow.
21, Anders. You look 21.
Oh, yeah, sure. You're a bad liar. See you next year then. We're looking forward to that.
Yes, thank you. See you
Thank
next
you.
year. Happy Rare Disease Day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Veronica, do you keep any more videos, or do you have time to go or you shuttle somewhere else?
Yes. So next, we're going to go speak to the international team of the Ehlers-Danlos Society. We're then going to do a quick stopover in Ghana to speak to the team there. And then we're going to go to Mexico.
All right.
Let's go.
The Ehlers-Danlos Society is dedicated to change and progress in the world of Ehlers-Danlos syndromes. On behalf of the Ehlers-Danlos community around the world, we are excited to be celebrating Rare Disease Day and to be part of the first global Rare Disease Day event. My name is Lara Bloom and I'm the President and CEO of the Ehlers-Danlos Society. Meet some of our team, working to make a difference for people affected by the different types of Ehlers-Danlos syndromes around the world.
The Ehlers-Danlos syndromes, also known as EDS for short, are a group of 13 classified hereditary disorders of connective tissue that affect the skin, joints, blood vessels, gut, and many other organs and tissues. Like many rare diseases, some of the EDS types affect only a handful of people across the world and are categorized by a broad diversity of signs and symptoms that vary not only from the different types, but also from person to person living with the same type of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
In some of the types, life-threatening complications can occur. People have been turned away from emergency rooms or had treatment delayed due to misconceptions or lack of knowledge on the different forms.
Despite the challenges, there is a vibrant, strong community. Many people in the community identify with the symbol of the zebra, as those with EDS are the unexpected.
Medical students are often taught that when they hear hoofbeats to think horses and not zebras, but the complex multisystemic symptoms of EDS can sometimes delay the disease from being recognized.
Sometimes when you hear hoofbeats, it really is a zebra. We are working towards a time when a medical professional immediately recognizes someone with an Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, reducing the time to diagnosis and improving pathways to care. Rare Disease Day is an opportunity for us to shine a light on EDS, to raise awareness for these conditions, and highlight the need for pioneering research.
We call upon researchers, universities, students, companies, policymakers, and clinicians to do more research and to make them more aware of the importance of research for the rare disease community.
We support and fund various types of research that is required for the EDS community. This includes our global repository and registry, which researchers need to do their work.
We also fund research to identify the causes and mechanisms underlying the different types of EDS, and translational research to develop therapeutics for patients living with the condition.
EDS research can change the lives of thousands of people and their family members living with these conditions around the world, developing vital therapies and approved treatments to improve and save lives.
The Ehlers-Danlos Society's helpline, virtual support groups, and online communities provide support, medical information, and strength to its global community of individuals, families, and caregivers.
Our strength begins with hope. We are stronger together. Rare is many, rare is strong, rare is proud.
I care, we care, together we care for rare diseases.
Hi, My name is Frida, and I'm the Patient Care Coordinator at Rare Disease Ghana Initiative. I want to encourage every patient out there that do not lose hope, keep fighting, and let's do this together. We are in this together with you. Bye.
My name is Eric. I'm the Research and Innovation Officer at RDGI. My message is simple. Let's all come together and show support for persons living with rare diseases. We love rare diseases.
¿Qué tal amigos? ¿Cómo están? Soy David Peña, presidente de la Federación Mexicana de Enfermedades Raras. Es un placer para mí poder saludar hoy mismo a los hombres y mujeres que han hecho un destacadísimo trabajo desde Rare Diseases International y desde EuroDis. La resolución que las Naciones Unidas emitieron a favor de las personas que viven con enfermedades raras marca un hito maravilloso a favor de nuestra causa. No sería posible entender este trabajo y esta resolución sin comprender cabalmente las horas, la pasión, la entrega y la determinación que pusieron todos ustedes para alcanzar este objetivo. Muchas gracias, porque para México eso es destacado y muy importante, y tenemos que reconocer que lo que hicieron es algo que era absolutamente necesario. No podía seguir siendo una tarea pendiente. Muchas gracias. La Federación sigue trabajando como siempre, con toda pasión, entrega y determinación. Los mexicanos no podemos quedarnos a la saga de los avances que se tienen en el mundo a favor de estas causas. Por ello, todos los días, con el mayor empeño, el mayor vigor, trabajamos para que ningún paciente con estos desórdenes deje de tener la oportunidad que merece. El trabajo que nosotros hacemos, coaligado con el que ustedes hacen, seguramente terminará por alcanzar el objetivo más importante, el acceso para los nuestros cuando hay tratamiento o la condición más digna cuando no existe. Por todo lo anterior, reitero mi reconocimiento y mi felicitación para todos ustedes. Muchas gracias.
Anders, will you introduce the next 3 videos?
Yep, I do. I was just sitting here and letting my emotion flow. I was thinking of all of you who is out there watching all these videos, who feel the person behind the words, to feel the people in the videos and also the live people, to fully get it, that this is report from all over the world. The globe has never been so small before, in my mind, that it is now. So I hope I share this with all of you. But we're not finished yet. We still have some countries. And now we're going to one of the smallest countries, but a very strong advocate for rare diseases. Malta has really pushed rare diseases issue forward at the work in Europe very, very much. And so a small country, but a big voice. And please let us see what Malta is saying.
International des maladies rares. Effectivement, à Burkina, notre mission est d'améliorer la qualité de vie des enfants en situation de handicap et de promouvoir le développement communautaire. Dans le cadre de cette mission, nous avons plusieurs activités, des activités de sensibilisation, des activités de soins. Et dans le cadre des activités de sensibilisation, nous organisons, pour commémorer la Journée internationale des maladies rares, une conférence médicale le vendredi 4 mars de 14h à 17h à la salle de conférence de l'hôpital Saint-Camille, intitulée maladies rares et maladies neuromusculaires cas du Burkina Faso. Cette conférence sera assurée par d'éminents neurologues.
Kia ora, it's Rare Disease Day in New Zealand. I'm Lisa Foster, so I'm the Chief Executive for the national organisation, and we represent the 300,000 people who live with a rare disease in New Zealand. Our organisation, which is known as Rare Disorders New Zealand, has a wonderful, small and very dedicated team. And we have 130 different rare disease groups in our collective. Our mission is to amplify this collective voice to improve healthcare and well-being for all those impacted by a rare disease. We push for recognition and we push for inclusion. Our activities on Rare Disease Day follow on from 2019, where we launched a parliamentary event and we launched a Fair for Rare campaign. As part of this campaign, we had a survey and we also had a petition started by one of our parents from our groups asking for a national framework for rare disease. Today, we are launching a white paper based on our second survey, which is the largest ever completed in this country. This survey once again confirms the shocking inequities that face people in New Zealand who have a rare disease. And we have seen no improvement since 2019 survey was completed. To illustrate, 1 in 5 are taking 10 years to get a diagnosis, and 1 in 3 have not been offered any official assessment for disability support and therefore will not receive it. Right now in New Zealand, we also have a health reform, which is a once in a generation health reform. So we have made strong oral submissions along with some of our collective to ask for inclusion and a health strategy for rare disease, although it does not appear this will happen. The final report from the petition, which was asking for a national framework for rare disease, was received a few weeks ago. And in there, the statement was that the health reform will meet all the needs of the rare community and lead to improvement, even though there will be no recognition or awareness of those needs. We fear we are falling behind. No iconic building will be illuminated for Rare Disease Day, despite a lot of attempts to do so. And we have a major hurdle to overcome in this country and a shift in mindset of our leaders. The United Nations resolution offered a light in the darkness and the hope we needed. And I want to make a sincere thank you to all those who made it possible. Rare is many, rare is strong, rare is proud. And in this time of global unity, I'd like to ask for your support to encourage the leaders of New Zealand to care for rare. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day.
I must say, I start to cry soon. This is so overwhelming to hear people throughout the world. You remember when we talked about the numbers? You hear me?
Yeah, Anders, we can hear you. You know, Anders, I was thinking something. I don't actually think it's a rare disease day. I think it's a rare disease movement. I mean, it's not every day in the space of 5 minutes you go from Malta to Burkina Faso to New Zealand, and you hear people from around the world speaking the same message. It's not a day. It's really just, it's a movement in action, and it's such an honor to be part of it.
I thought it was, I was thinking when we hear, you know, the number 300 million, then when people say that, it feels like, oh, it's fantasy. I don't believe it. But when you see all these people, the number 300 million becomes reality. It's not difficult to understand because behind all these who we met now are thousands, and thousands. So I agree. Veronica, do you understand what you have managed to do today? You're guilty for making this day possible.
No, all of us did. Shalawani as well, the team here. Thank you, everyone. This has been a fantastic celebration for Rare Disease Day.
Yeah. I'd also like to say a special thank you to the Rare Disease Day team that keeps this campaign running all through the year and allows us to hook onto it on the 28th or the 29th of February and just make it come to life. So thank you to them as well, and thank you to everyone in this room.
And I'm thinking also of what we have done now. We have brought people together. So we managed that. And I agree what you said, Shalani, about that. This is a movement, day of a movement. Now we have to bring the government together. And then we have to bring the expertise together. And by the resolution, UN resolution, we had got the member states. So the government has, in a way, said yes. So the answer to her from New Zealand is that her government has signed the resolution in New York. Maybe they don't know it yet, but it will hit them. And when it comes to expertise, we heard WHO, we heard UNESCO, we heard other agencies within the UN system saying yes to do this work. So now we only need to bring all these three groups together, and then we will have a paradise, or at least a decent world.
I don't know. I think it's happening, Anders. It's happening. I'm positive.
It is. It is. So how to close this day? How to close this fantastic day? There should be a united global song or something like that.
Well, we can't do a song, but we do have the official Rare Disease Day video that we can play.
I think we finished with that, and I think it's great. And Jolani and Veronica, love you guys, and I think we had fantastic doing this today. Looking forward to see you live.
You as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
The global rare disease community has a powerful voice. Together, we can raise awareness and break down the barriers to care, diagnosis, and treatment. We can demand equity and inclusion. With 300 million stories, we can paint a picture of a brighter future.